study during this month so that we understand the book of Ezekiel. Okay. Sometimes we have energy for Old Testament, isn't it? We think it is not important. That Jesus has come, he has fulfilled the Old Testament, so we can't deny. Okay, but I want to tell you that the Old Testament is not something to be ignored. Otherwise, such a big part will not be the Old Testament. It's bigger than the New Testament. Okay, and also many practical situations in life you will be able to address. So many practical things also you will be able to address in life. Okay. So when you look at scriptures, how do you apply it? How do you uh, read it? How do you understand it? And how do you get what God wanted when He wrote it in your life? Okay? It has to do with understanding the scriptures. Now, in the Old Testament, in each book, there were various circumstances and situations which the believers faced. Okay, we live in a Hindu country. Okay, uh, uh, yeah. We live in a democracy, but it is dominated by Hinduism. It's a secular world. Okay, but it is dominated by one religion. There are many countries where Islam is the dominant religion or the way of ruling the country. Okay. On the other hand, was by God's law. Okay. So still it was having problems. And there also the believers were often finding themselves in the minority. Okay, they were persecuted by their own religious leaders and elders. Okay, and they found it difficult. Like we saw Jeremiah and all were put in dungeons, and nobody heard him, nobody believed him, and all sorts of difficult circumstances and situations. There were wars, there were famines, there were job distresses. Okay, there was no salaries. Okay, no salaries, no jobs. You know, many situations that we face in life, the same things they face in their life. Okay, so we have much to learn from the Old Testament, and we must give due importance to it. Ezekiel is a very big book. Okay, how many chapters are there? 48. Okay, why did you divide it in 24? Mathematics students. Okay. But we will find today, like, while dividing the book of Ezekiel, uh, it has a natural division also in 24. Okay, it's always good to divide and learn. We will be learning Daniel, try to divide and learn. Then you can place it. But in 24, a good natural division comes. What is that? Anyone knows? Where are you speaking? Loudly. You have to tell loudly, you ate breakfast with me only. Okay. Agree with that? His wife died. Temple was destroyed, you don't agree. Not so. Anyway, we will look at some of the things. There is a natural division. Up to chapter 24, it is all about doom and destruction. The messages that Ezekiel preached are also related to that. But some, about the people of Israel, okay, or Judah. Uh, Whereas from 25 onwards, it is about the judgment of their neighbors and about Israel or Judah being restored. Okay, so it's a very natural division. Yes. What Sudha said is almost correct. That was about the time when, not the exact date, but almost the same time when Jerusalem was destroyed. Okay. And through his wife, God was acting out how Ezekiel lost his beloved. And God had a beautiful relationship in which he established a temple. He was living among the people in that temple. Okay, the glory cloud was there. Okay, and the parting of ways had come. God was going to leave that temple. Could Nebuchadnezzar, the Babylonians destroyed, no? Could Nebuchadnezzar have destroyed the temple had God's glory been there? It wouldn't have happened. Remember, what preceded was the departure of God's presence. That made it vulnerable. In the same way, we talk about ourselves as believers as God living in our midst. God drove God away. He actually tells these people are driving me away from this place. Okay? By their sins and abominable acts. Okay? And when God moved out, the destruction came. Suffering came on whom else? The believers also. By minority which was true to God, even they suffered. Okay? So even the large body of Christ or the large church or all those who call themselves Christians on earth are deviating and going. And we do nothing about it. Then it will be a problem because we will also go through the struggles along with the others, the punishment that comes to them. The Lord warned that there was no one to stand in the gap and pray. Remember, just some time before he uttered that, he had prayed Job and Daniel. And Daniel was alive at that time. He was there. But God was still making the statement. Very important for us to note that there is no one interceding for them. Neither Jeremiah, who was also alive at that time, or Ezekiel. Many times we also as believers, what we do, if there are other Christians who do wrong things, wrong practices, what do? We condemn them. We look down on them. We are not praying. We are not interceding. Here again and again the Lord was telling Ezekiel, go speak to them. If you don't speak, I will hold you accountable for their lives. Okay, don't keep quiet. Confront them, he told many times, with their sins. ओके उनको घर के बाहर एजेकियल को घर के बाहर निकल के लोगों के साथ बात करना पड़ा ओके बिकॉज़ गॉड वाज टेलिंग दैट वी हैव टू कन्फ्रंट देम so every time I like to give you some archaeological evidence because it strongly reinforces what we believe. Knowing that it is not myths, it is not stories. Once we know that, we have to also give it that importance, isn't it? Ezekiel is not a mythology. When you know, you must read it with meaning. Ezekiel's tomb in Iraq. A mosque with place where he lies buried. I'm doing it because Ezekiel is a person. It's not a small thing. It's also become a site for religious pilgrimages and people go and meet and they visit there. But it is there. It is in Iraq and there was an ancient Jewish synagogue also in the city called Al-Kifli and showing that there was a population of Jews before and the sign of the prophet Ezekiel with a mosque constructed is located in this place. Okay, and that is the article in which, if you want, you can read it. it talks about how in 2020 the site was open for public visit of people. Because existing people were visiting many times, the restrictions came and went. So from 2020 onwards, people are able to go and meet. Okay? These are called the Ezekiel plates, which are there in the uh, site in the tomb. There are 66 stone tiles. जैसा हम लोग वापरते हैं ना घर में वैसा बागी है मार्बल का और उसमें अक्षर बाहर आता है मींस इट इज प्रोटेक्टेड इट इज एनग्रेव एम्बॉस्ड वो बाहर है अक्षर बाहर आता है ओके इट इज दैट इज हाउ इट इज it is about 12 inches and 8 foot का size है and there is an ancient Hebrew text which is used in writing that. Okay, between the words there is no gap. Okay, that is how old Hebrew was written. Again in English you have word gaps, no? Like but the old Hebrew did not have gaps. So this is the old Hebrew and it contains the full book of Ezekiel as in our modern Bibles. The dating and other things are going on. We will know exactly when it was this copy was produced. Okay, it is not the original. Okay, which Ezekiel wrote. There are no originals of any book. We have studied not till now. This is called as the Babylonian Chronicle. Okay, and it talks about the campaigns of Nebuchadnezzar. नेबुकदनेस्सर राजा ने युद्ध जो किया था 605 से 594 BC तक ओके that is recorded in this and many other stones like that. It is called the Babylonian Chronicle. इनका record book है पेपर was not there, पेपर जल्दी खराब हो जाता था so they used stones. Okay, so this is the Babylonian Chronicle. It confirms what is given in 2 Kings 24, 10 to 17. Okay, this writing we can't understand it because it is in their script. Okay, and it talks about the captivity of Jehoiachin, his family, the queen mother, and others. Okay, it is written on this. It is a non-biblical source that is confirming that it happened, the events took place at that time. While we are talking of Jehoiachin, in what way it is connected to Ezekiel? Huh? No, he was not the last king, but this was during the reign of Jehoiachin. Some versions will put it as Jeconiah. Okay, that is the same person, same name. Okay, the second group of captives were taken from Jerusalem. Ezekiel was part of it. Okay, along with Jeconiah, Ezekiel also was shifted to Babylon. Okay, so this shows about Jeconiah going there. So the Bible story stands confirmed. Okay, this is Jeconiah का राशन टैबलेट. जैसे हम लोग के पास रिकॉर्ड रहता है, आप स्टोर में जाएगा तो एक रिक्वेजिशन देगा and that requisition we know, no? So even if you want a pen, you have to give a requisition, then they will issue it and keep it on record. So this is a stone tablet in which Jeconiah or Jehoiachin record is maintained in the palace of the king. The food allowance that was given, including the oils that were issued to Jehoiachin. Okay. The Bible talks about it. So Jehoiachin put off his prison clothes. This is 10 years after Ezekiel's writings end. Okay, 37 years of the captivity of Jehoiachin. Ezekiel का book में 27th year of exile तक है. Okay, this is beyond that. And there is another king ruling. Okay, evil Merodach. Nebuchadnezzar is dead and gone. And what it is? So there have been put of his prison garments every day in his life. He dined regularly at the king's table, and for his allowance, a regular allowance was given to him by the king according to his daily needs as long as he lived. Okay, evil Merodach restored him to some extent. He was taken as a captive after the death of Nebuchadnezzar. He was given much more privileges compared to all other kings. Why was he given so much privileges? बाकी सबको पकड़ के मारा ना, जड़काया को किल किया. Why was he shown? Only Sudha, right? Correct, correct. Okay, because he is the Messianic lineage. Okay, God had preserved him. Jeconiah was king only for 3 months. He was taken captive and his uncle was made king and finally cast his life when Jerusalem was destroyed. Okay. So this has that connection and his food allowance is also mentioned, how he was taken care of in that case. Overview. Okay. So we have seen up to chapter 24 in our last quiz. Maybe next time the next part will be more difficult, so you can take the whole book also. I don't mind. You can take a decision on that. Okay. Chapter 1 to 3 is Ezekiel's vision of God's glory. Okay. Chapter 4 to 24 is judgments against Judah and Jerusalem. It ends there. Okay, you will notice that again, chapter 33 destruction of Jerusalem is mentioned, but that is news that is coming. It is much far apart from the time when the event actually took place, because we will see that little later on. Chapter 25 to 32 is judgments against the neighboring nations. Then you have 33 to 39 where God restores Jerusalem, Judah, and talks about the future plan that he has for Israel. And 40 to 48 is the symbol of the future in the millennium, how it will be. Okay, so you need to understand the division so that you can read it better. Okay, fate of Judah before the siege. Okay, so Limson divided using divided by 2, but he divided it correctly. Okay, then the enemies of Judah and the future of Judah is there. That. How many years of prophesying? 7 years. How do we know? You'll see that when we come to some further slide. 7 years of prophesying judgment, and 15 years of prophesying about the hope. So in the Bible, doom is also mentioned. Destruction, warnings, and punishments are there. Okay? But at the same time, there is a lot of message about the hope that we have. The first part, it is the Lord is not here, and in the second part about restoration, the Lord returns. Okay, that is the story. These are some names of God which you will find in the book of Ezekiel. They are very important because each word has got a different Hebrew and a different meaning. So we may use the word God to indicate God. Okay, but the Hebrews use many different words to describe Him. Okay, Elohim, God who created. Okay, Creator, Shaddai, the Almighty God. El Shaddai, God Almighty. Okay, there only one verse, 10:5. The other references come very often. Yahweh, which is very common across the Old Testament, and Adonai Yahweh, sovereign God, very common in the book of Ezekiel. God's sovereignty is what does it mean? Sovereign, bola to? Above all, He decides. He is the boss. He is the one who takes all the decisions. Okay. What? Yeah. He does what he pleases, but he is not unjust. He does not violate his attributes. कभी-कभी मेरे को गुस्सा आया तो मैं नवीन के ऊपर आक्रमण कर सकता है. Okay, but God won't do like that. He is always just there, loving, kind, and all his attributes, nothing goes off. Yes, he can change his decision. Nobody can question. Jonah didn't like it, but God did not do what he had promised. Some important verses, very important for us to know this. Son of man, I'm sending you to a rebellious nation that has rebelled against me. They and their fathers have been in revolt against me to this day. People to whom I am sending you are obstinate. Say to them, this is what the sovereign Lord says. Whether they listen or fail to listen, for they are rebellious. Okay. God made it very clear when He was sending Ezekiel that I am sending you to a rebellious group. Okay. Friends, हम लड़ने वाले हमारा राइट्स के लिए आई एम फ्री दैट वे okay to a rebellious people and God told him whether they listen or not you have to do your job. I am telling you. Next verse, Ezekiel 24:14. The time has come for me to act. I won't hold back. God want. Now He says the time has come. Don't take things lightly. Bible may we hear many warnings. Personally, it will come to you when you read God's word or hear God's messages. Okay, but if you don't act on it, a time will come when God will intervene and act. Okay, it didn't happen only in the Old Testament. It happens all the time. Okay, you will be judged according to your conduct and your actions, declares the Lord. Okay, God is fair. You reap what you sow. For every living soul belongs to me. Whether they are Hindus, Muslims, atheists, Catholics, Marthamites, Jacobites, any ites, any other ites of the world, they all belong to God. The 4 Muslims will die. Yeah. But disappear nowhere. Last verse which we will see, say to them, as surely as I live, declares the Lord, I take no pleasure in the death of the wicked, but rather that they turn from their ways and live. Turn from your evil ways. Why will you die, the house of Israel? Okay. So the inevitable happens in the book of Ezekiel. The warnings come, the warnings are ignored, prophet is sent, and still nothing happens. And God does what He threatened He will do. Okay. But God is not happy with that dull face smiley, He's not happy to kill people. He's not happy to punish people. That is what He says. God is not happy with that. It will be better if we change. So it shows the background. The kingdom was established 1000 AD, 1000 BC. Around 931 after Solomon's reign, the kingdom was divided into Israel and Judah. Israel constantly bad kings. They were harassed by the Assyrians, both Judah and Israel. But God protected when the Assyrians invaded because of Ezekiel. One man. Okay, God protected at that time. The northern kingdom was taken into captivity by them. Okay. Time passed. Very bad king came. All sorts of idolatry brought much into the temple. Even King Ahaz, he replaced the altar of God. Built an altar whose design he saw in Assyria when he went on a visit. फॉरेन टूर गया हो, वहां पे एक ऑल्टर का डिजाइन देखा, वो डिजाइन भेजा उसने बिफोर ही केम बैक एंड ही टोल्ड his staff to make that altar. They made it. They removed the altar of God, put it on the side, and replaced it. That was the kind of kings who were there in Judah after that. Okay. Then, because of Josiah, their punishment got delayed. Josiah found the scroll. Scroll में क्या था? The book of the covenant, which was Genesis to Deuteronomy, the Pentateuch that was found, which has the law of God. Okay, and they started obeying, and it was delayed. But by 586, the time which we are talking of, Ezekiel 24, all this was back in the bad shape. Okay, but King Josiah, good king, he died in a battle. king of Babylon went to attack the Assyrian king, okay, because Nebuchadnezzar and the other Nebuchadnezzar's father was trying to establish Babylon, okay, by defeating Assyria. But Egypt went to support Assyria, and Josiah went to fight against Egypt, and in that battle he died. In fact, the king of Egypt tells him, "Why are you fighting me? Go back, sit. हमारा और तुम्हारा तो कोई लेना देना नहीं." But he goes and fights, and he dies in that, and setting off a series of bad rulers, because of which the end came very quickly after his reign. Okay. Second Chronicles 35:25. Okay, because there are many parallel passages to in Kings and Chronicles to the books that we are studying. Jeremiah composed laments for Josiah, and to this day, all the male and female singers commemorate Josiah in the laments. Okay, these became a tradition in Israel and are written in the laments. So he wrote some lamentations regarding Josiah, and they were singing it regularly. Okay, became a practice. When is Ezra? The chronicler is Ezra. Okay, this is much later than the period that we are studying. Okay, till that time, this practice continues. Four lost evil kings, इनके बारे में भी आपको मालूम पड़ना चाहिए. पहला किंग था जेहोआहाज. पहला नंबर आता है उसका उम्र जब वो राजा बना और कितना महीने के लिए राज किया. 3 months. Okay. Egyptian Pharaoh came and to Egypt and made his uncle as king. His uncle's name was Eliakim. The Egyptian ruler Pharaoh Necho named him Jehoiakim. Okay. Daniel 1 paro. Someone read it loudly. Daniel 1:1. Because next book we will be studying will be Daniel.
In the third year of the reign of king of Judah, came Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and Jerusalem.
Okay, so 11 साल उसने राज किया. उसमें तीसरा साल नेबुकदनेस्सर आके विसिट किया और कैदी लेके गया. ये कैदी में कौन था? दानियल. God allowed Daniel to go. अंदर read carefully rule. Then God, ये ट्रेन ट्रैक बदल रहा है ना, वैसा God allowed the track to change. Okay, Jehoahaz का brother है ये. God did not want Jehoahaz's line to continue. Okay. After Jehoiakim's death, Jehoiakim, we saw that Rasin tablet and all, no? He became king. He also ruled only for 3 months and 10 days. कितना उम्र का था वो? 18 साल का था. Only 3 months. एक साल भी नहीं. Okay, and Nebuchadnezzar took him to Babylon as a captive. Just see how God was protecting him. You get it? He was not harmed. He is also called an evil king because he was doing nothing about the bad condition of the spiritual lives of the people. Okay. The descendants of the in this verse you can read. And the king of Babylon made Zedekiah as king. He was uncle of Jehoiakim, another brother of these two people. That means King Josiah का 3 लड़के लोग राजा बन गए. Okay. And जैसा यहाँ पे दिखाया पटरी बदल के एक राजा आया and Jehoiakim को God took him back to Babylon to preserve it. Okay. Babylon में कौन है वो टाइम में? एक नीचे एक वर्स है. Brother P.T. Varghese both बार वापरता है. If God is for us, who can be against us? Romans 8:1. If God is against us, 31. If God is against us, who cannot be against us? ऑफिस में आपको बहुत तकलीफ होता है, तो think about it. Whether God is for you or not for you. Okay? The descendants of Jehoiakim the captive Shealtiel his son, okay, and then he had other brothers, including Pedaiah, and Zerubbabel was the son of Pedaiah. Okay. This I will drop it. It is for you to study if you want. Who was the real father of Zerubbabel? Because in one place it tells Zerubbabel, son of Shealtiel, and another place it tells Pedaiah was the father. Okay. There were three exiles. Daniel ka exile, then Ezekiel ka exile with Jehoiakim, and the last one when Jerusalem was destroyed. All in a period of 20 years, एक lifespan में तीन captivity and sin. At that time, what was the nation like? Kingdom was in disarray. Okay. There was religious apostasy. Apostasy means backsliding everywhere. Violence, injustice, wealthy, poor divides. No one bothered to hear God's warnings. That was the condition of Israel. Okay. Specifically, all these are mentioned, in the various portions in the book of Ezekiel. People paid bribes, they extorted, they charged excessive interest, okay? They committed lewd acts, adultery, incest, eaten mountain shrines, okay? They slandered, they treated parents with contempt, they made idols, they shed blood, they oppressed foreigners. You know, sometimes we pass comments about other communities, no? By name. God viewed it very badly when these people were doing it. So we should also not do it. They mistreated orphans, they despised holy things, they desecrated the Sabbath, and they killed for profit. Ezekiel के बारे में we have seen already. Buzi, what kind of Buzi? His name means God is strong. He lived in Jerusalem, was taken captive at the age of 25. We will see that later on. He was married. We have already seen. Now a little bit about the place where he was and the place where Daniel was. Okay, ये मैप याद रखना बहुत जरूरी है. Okay, we are doing a course on the Old Testament. I liked it because of what it let me know about this map. ये ऐसा उल्टा U shape का area green color में दिया है ना. It is called a fertile crescent. Which means fertile बोला तो branches के बाजू में जो area cultivate होता है like that. This is the place where lot of cultivation took place. This is the place where the entire Old Testament is related to. इसके बाहर दुनिया was not part of the Old Testament. The Jews were only moving from here. Abraham moved from Ur to Haran, and then he came to Israel, went to Egypt, came back. Sons went to Egypt, came back. Then two captivities. People moved along this portion. Okay. And this also, this brown line, there was a highway called the King's Highway, which was an important trade route. So everything happened along those places. So Old Testament पढ़ना है तो इतना ज्योग्राफी समझ लो बराबर से तो आप कौन सा भी पोर्शन पढ़ेगा तो आपको समझेगा. तो एंशिएंट नियर ईस्ट बोलते हैं. हमारे लिए वेस्ट में आता है तो और कंट्री बट यूरोपियन से ज्यादा परमेश्वर का वचन पढ़ के किताब लिखा तो उन लोग के लिए ईस्ट है तो वो कॉल इट द एंशिएंट नियर ईस्ट. ऑल दिस मैप्स यू विल गेट फ्रॉम देयर. ओके. Where was Ezekiel staying? He was staying in this place, near this Nupur, okay, by the river Kebar. Okay, some visions would come in the place called Tel Aviv. Either Tel Aviv is mentioned, okay, which means city on a hill. He was 30-year-old when God called him. Verse 1 tells about his age. Okay, it says he was 30-year-old. And if you read Numbers 4:3, 23 and 30, you will find that the Levitical priests were deployed at the age of 30 and they retired at the age of 50. Okay, so that is why his prophecy, his ministry will be around 30 to 50 only. Yeah, I will quickly go through and I'll just skip it just so that we understand it. Prophet, what he was doing, uh, he was God's spokesman, okay, and there were false prophets in Israel, okay, and the Lord had many things against them. Ezekiel was a prophet of God, he was a spokesman of God, but here there are false prophets. Okay, there is one sentence that I need to learn from this. Balaam. There are three words that are used: Nabi, Roe, and Ose. These are the three words that are used for prophets, and the word Kosam is used for Balaam, which means a false prophet. Okay? So these false prophets were accused of uh, following their own spirit. उनका ही ideas लेके, okay? They were doing. They don't go to repair the breaches in the wall. When they see somebody, their life has problem, they only talk about it. They don't go and do something to repair the breaches. If you know somebody is cheating, some believer, what you should do? Go and talk personally. Okay? If you know that a child is not studying well, what you should do? Go and personally visit and talk. It's not for just listening that they are there. The false prophets did that. Their visions were false. They expected their orders to be fulfilled, though God has not sent. They lead people of God astray, and they whitewashed or covered up many things that were weak and made it look as if it was prophet of God. On the other hand, was his spokesman. He spoke on God's authority. He was commissioned by God, and he proclaimed moral and religious truths. Foretelling of the future events was not a necessary part of their work or ministry. So we should many times we have the feeling no prophet बोला तो foretell करता है. They were speaking forth. Okay. So if somebody is reading the Bible, you are reading God's prophecy only, no? It is written so that it speaks forth to you. When you preach, you are actually speaking forth on behalf, on the authority of God. You are speaking and communicating God's message to others. Visions and other things was not part of it. Many didn't get visions, many didn't speak about the future. Okay, we will go beyond this. I just want you to understand there were two periods in which there were a lot of prophets in Israel. Okay? So this period when Judah was in crisis, how many prophets were there? Jeremiah, Zephaniah, Nahum, Obadiah, Habakkuk. In Babylon, Daniel and Ezekiel. All of them more or less at that time. Okay? The names I have selected are people who overlap with the life of Jeremiah. Okay, so some may have finished early in Jeremiah's life, some may have continued further, but Itna prophets were there in Judah, mostly concentrated in Jerusalem. Still the decay took place of that nation. Big themes from the book. The first one is the timestamps in the book, which you must take care of. You must understand. Then you understand the sequence, how it connects with other books and other things. How do you know the timestamps? Ezekiel timestamp 13 of his visions. 13 visions में there are times mentioned. Okay, he mapped them against his age. Okay, age उसका खुद का age के साथ and with the captivity, so that we know exactly when it took place. We can know exactly when the events recorded in the book takes place. Ezekiel prophesied between this time. Okay. ये कैलेंडर है, Hebrew calendar. The first verse says in my 30th year. So Ezekiel का उम्र क्या था? 30. I was among the exiles in Kebar. On the 5th day of the month, it was the 5th year of ये कौन सा महीना चालू था? 5th day, 4th month. fourth month of his 30th year. It was the 5th year of exile. Okay. Exile कब शुरू हुआ? When he was 25 years old. Okay. How old was Ezekiel when he was brought to Babylon? He was given the answer 25. Okay, 25 साल का इधर कोई है 25 साल का? How old are you? You are 25. Huh? 26, just cross over. So around that age, उसको पकड़ के लेके आने का है. These are those 13 passages in the Bible of Ezekiel which are timestamps. Okay, so with that you can actually see what the event. As Sudha mentioned, no? It was very close to the time of the destruction of the temple. Okay, immediately following that in a short while, the temple would be destroyed. Daniel का उम्र क्या था? ये पुस्तक चालू होने का था. So that you understand, no, the books. कितना उम्र था? Any idea? The book of Daniel uses the word Yeladim. Yeladim का मतलब क्या है? Someone who was in his teens, 13, 15, 16, 17 maximum. Okay. Mostly they use the word Yeladim for 13 to 16 years. So actually he was 15. He came to Babylon then 10 years before Ezekiel. Ezekiel was 25. If he was 15, he was also 25. They were more or less same age people. Okay, like when Ezekiel was brought into Babylon, he was 25. Daniel also was 25. Note that what God thought of Daniel, they've seen that was little while ago. Okay. Where did Daniel and Ezekiel stay? Daniel was in the city of Babylon. Ezekiel was in the rural areas. Okay, with the exiles. Daniel was in the palace of the king. What was Daniel's position at that time? When Ezekiel came there, remember Daniel already is there in Babylon for 10 years. Any idea? कितना साल के लिए वो पढ़ाई किया? 3 years. वो अपना कोर्स जैसे ही पढ़ाई किया 3 year कोर्स में डाला कैप्टिविटी में लाया तो. Okay, and after that he was taken into the king's service. So already Daniel was serving in the palace. Shadrach, Meshach and Abednego were serving in the palace. Daniel chapter 2 में क्या होता है? Second year of Nebuchadnezzar, the captivity under Nebuchadnezzar. Daniel जब भी गिनता है वो उसका 606 से चालू करेगा. सेकेंड ईयर में 604 तभी वो राजा को एक ड्रीम आता है. ओके, सो इवन बिफोर Ezekiel has reached in Babylon as a captive, Nebuchadnezzar gets a dream of that statue, gold, silver, brass, iron, big statue of gold, and he asks for the meaning, and no one can interpret except Daniel. So that portion also finishes before Ezekiel has come, and Daniel is put now as the top person in the kingdom. So when Daniel is brought, when Ezekiel comes in, Daniel already is in the top position. Also, Shadrach, Meshach and Abednego, what position they are in? They are the main administrators of the city and the province of Babylon. The most powerful people there. Okay. But Ezekiel would not have much contact with it because Ezekiel was outside the palace. It was a huge kingdom. The new batch of Ezekiel's exiles came. Okay, did Daniel have knowledge of the siege in Jerusalem? He would have known. If you understand, then you know everything. Okay, सब connector में लगेगा. He would have known. Okay. How long did the siege last? How long it lasted? If you read this, it was only 4 months. Okay. That is why when what Sudha mentioned now about in chapter 24, the siege has begun that day the prophecy comes. Okay. And in 4 months, Jerusalem was burnt and destroyed. Daniel must have met Jehoiachin in the palace. You get it? He would have known because Daniel was at the top till Cyrus came. Okay, so all these other Babylonian emperors also he was. So Daniel must have met. Perhaps he made. Why is it going out of? Okay. Daniel and Ezekiel would also have seen Shealtiel and the others who are mentioned, no? Zerubbabel and others. Okay. God's glory is in the beginning. Okay, we'll quickly go through. How much time do we have? Maybe 15 more minutes. Okay, we'll try to rush. For the Jew, God's glory was in the temple. So in the beginning, when Ezekiel gets the vision, he sees God's glory. Okay, the cherubim, the throne, the clouds, the lightning, the sounds, everything. Okay, and God makes it clear to him that God is outside Jerusalem also. Okay, not restricted to Jerusalem. We will not go into details. Ezekiel's call, God called him Son of Man. That address constantly is of the use of word Son of Man. It comes from the word Ben Adam, which means human. Okay, insan. Person, dust, from dust. Okay. What is man that God is mindful of us? It's a thought that we should always have. He was being sent to rebel and he had to eat the scroll, or in other words, he had to what God's message, he had to make it internalized, he had to understand it before he started teaching it to others. That will make you unyielding and hard. God wanted him to work among rebellious people, so God made him also tough to that extent. Okay? And made him a watchman accountable for the good and evil persons of that nation. He had to warn them in order to save their life. It was not just for giving a warning. God made it very clear that the intention of Ezekiel has to be correct. What should be the intention? To save them. Not to shake the dust off their feet, but to save them. Whether they will not is concerned. He had to have one perspective and only one perspective. What was that perspective? He should share with the view that they will get saved. Okay, this he made the clay model about the thing. We will just move on. We will keep this. God showed about the idolatry in the temple. Okay. An idol that provoked jealousy is mentioned as the first thing. It was there between near the inner court. Okay, this is that altar which I talked about. No? Ahaz, which he built, was there. Probably that, or it could also have been their evil hearts. Okay, then their brother had already taken this in the quiz. There were 70 elders. There were women who were weeping for Tammuz. In all the countries of the world, whether it is in Europe or in India, this other child thing is there. Nimrod, Semiramis, Baal, Asherah in Canaan, Venus, Cupid in Rome, Isis, Osiris in Egypt, Ishtar and Tammuz in Babylon, Diana or Artemis in Ephesus. Okay, and after Constantine, Jesus and Mary in the Catholic Church. Okay, these are all the worship of the same God goddess combination. God used how many angels to destroy? 6 angels. One angel was sent to mark the good people, the righteous. Okay, and then 6 were sent to destroy without mercy. The instruction that was given begin at the sanctuary. It's a warning for us. When God judges any nation, any people, where he will start? Where he will start? People. They begin at the sanctuary. 1 Peter 4:17. Can someone read it?
That judgment must begin at the house of God.
Okay. Peter is talking about the persecution that they were facing. The intense persecution in which so many people were dying, their houses were burned, and so many other things were happening to them. And God says it is a sign of God purging the church of its evil. Okay, but they had to go through, and suffering would come for others. They began with the old men who were in front of the temple. Many old people, who start becoming more and more stubborn in your own beliefs and systems, and you continue to do that. Okay? When the glory departed, it departed from the east gate. Okay? In Jerusalem, even today, the east gate is there, and it is closed. If you read Ezekiel chapter 44, we are told that the east gate will be closed in the millennial temple. Only one person will enter. Because the glory of God will come, and the prince who is mentioned in Ezekiel will come through that gate. Nobody else can enter through that. Okay, this news was there with the other four. Sultan Sulaiman, when the Muslims were ruling, he thought if the Messiah has to come, he will have to enter through this gate, according to the Bible. So what he did? He sealed it. Outside the what? Area. Okay. So that no Messiah can come through that. That is what he thought. Because for the Jews, they will get defiled if they touch a dead body. He thought he was doing something great. Okay? The Lord will return and come from there. Then the Lord warned that if Ezekiel did not warn others, then their blood will also be on his head. Otherwise, if he warns and they continue to sin, they will reap the consequences anyway for their own sins. Okay? We need to warn our people that we know. Okay? This again, that no one to intercede. There are different words which are used about that prayer. Okay, cover. Today someone was praying about the cover. Okay? So the same word, it is the word from those languages of the Middle East, which is used. Okay, sure, these are many words that are used in this passage. This is a passage we don't like to read. Ezekiel 16, isn't it? It sounds very vulgar. About the sexual orientation of the adulterous woman who is mentioned there. Okay? But the message is important for us, so I will give the message part of it very clearly. You must have read it. Okay? He says, your umbilical cord, okay, which was attached to the mother, never got split up, and you were just lying like that. Okay? Your father was an Amorite, your mother was a Hittite. That is what the Lord says. And you didn't cut yourself off properly from that tradition. Okay? You are lying in your dirt. And what did God do? story is talking of Judah, Israel doing that. Okay, so Israel was like that. So what did God do? He took the child, he cleaned it, gave food, he gave clothes. She became a young woman, gave her good garments, gave her jewels, okay, bracelets, crown, good food, and she became a queen. She became popular. Because of her beauty, she now made many friends. And what happened? But still, married means he entered into a covenant relationship with her. Okay, he picked her who was unworthy, undeserving, no good in her. Okay, made her, transformed her, and married her. Is the church like that? We were unworthy, sinful, we pray and we break bread, all those things. We were like that child, abandoned, with nothing. And God is blessing us up. Okay? Then what happened to her? She spurned, sorry, it is his love and went to other lovers. That is the tragedy. Many times we are also like that. Did we have any parents? I was the shyest person in my house, in my school, in my college, in my building. I wouldn't even look at a girl in the face. If somebody came home, I would not come to the living room. If I had to talk in my school, nobody would be able to hear me. That was how I was. Okay? But God transformed me. Okay? One day I was planted, okay, about 4 months back. God changed me from this nothing to something. Then his pride comes in our heart. Okay? The boss. Because of my gifts and talents, I'm doing all these things. And I don't respect God who lifted me up and brought me to that place. What a tragedy. Many of us as Christians are guilty of sinning against God because we have used our gifts and talents to enter into a relationship with our companies or with other people to win their favors, like this woman did. She was beautiful, so she flirted with whom? The Egyptians, the Philistines, the Assyrians, and Babylonians. We also become like that. We get their praise, we do it. God told she was not even paid like a harlot. He paid to let them come in. Very often we are like that. We offer our services at the cost of God. When God brought Israel out of Egypt, what did he do? What did Pharaoh tell? Let the men go worship and come. What did the people say? What did Moses say? Huh? We will go together. God will end the prostitution. He ended it in Jerusalem. Okay? So be careful if we are who are nothing. We came from a village, we came from this thing, we know it. And then bada hone ke baad if you forget God and give 80-90% of your life only to the things of the world, it will be a disaster. Okay? I think we will just cover this topic and then we will wind up. The concept that God wanted people to know is then they will know. Okay? All the nations that are mentioned are being condemned for judgment. Okay? After Israel is condemned, God is condemning the Assyrians, the Babylonians, the Egyptians, the Moabites, the Ammonites, everyone. But whenever the condemnation is proclaimed, God makes one statement. Then they will know that I am God. If COVID comes, it's coming again. It's increasing every day. If unemployment comes, if war comes, if riots come, whatever disaster may come, for what it is, that people will know whether they are Hindus, whether they are Muslims, whether it is from a Christian background, but they may know what living God. Two countries' judgments we will see very briefly, and then we will be seeing 1 month slide after that. It was a remarkably accurate prophecy. The judgment of Tyre we just mentioned. There are some things which are mentioned. Maybe Linson can read those points very quickly.
Remarkably accurate prophecy, chapter 26 to 28. A country that thrived on business. Many nations will come against you. 26 verse 3. Destroy city, pull down towers, scrape away the rubble and put into the sea. Place for nets on bare rock will never be inhabited. All nations will be terrified.
Yes. Prophecy is something which was so phenomenal because it is almost impossible for it to take place. But this prophecy came true to the letter. Many nations will come against you. Who all came against them? Nebuchadnezzar needed Tyre. Tyre was to the north of Israel. Lebanon, what is there today? No? That is the country. Okay? It was a thriving, prosperous country. Flourished because of the business. It became very wealthy. Okay, and many nations will come. So Nebuchadnezzar came. He destroyed the city. Okay, there are many more bullet points you can make that you can do at home. I have taken only the main one. He pulled down all the towers. But this part he did not do. He did not scrape away her rubble and throw it in the sea. He did that much and he returned. Many years later, okay, in fact, when Egypt's destruction is mentioned, God says for the effort that Nebuchadnezzar put there in Tyre, God was rewarding him by giving him Egypt also as a bonus. Okay, so Babylon was able to conquer and take over Egypt. Okay. Then came Alexander, and he wanted to conquer this place. When news came that Alexander was coming, the people of Tyre moved to an island. Okay, Tyre also has a main city and an island city. Okay, so they moved. They had a very powerful navy, so they moved there. So how did Alexander conquer Tyre? He literally used all the building materials that were destroyed by Nebuchadnezzar, the rubble. He threw it in the sea. He made a road bridge. Okay, the last part of the bridge before the island, there was a gap. He made a chain of boats, tied side by side, and then they slid it through, and then the army went in and he conquered on land. Okay, in the sense that he did that. In doing so, what he did, they scraped the rubble and threw it. Okay. In fact, the Bible talks about the holes, the rubble, furniture, and everything going in. So that is exactly what Alexander did. Today, it is a place for, like, it's a fisherman's port city now. Okay, there is no big city. All nations were terrified. Okay, but he was energized by another powerful ruler, the king of Tyre, chapter 28. It's talking about Satan. Egypt. We will talk this also. I'll just take through the key slides. So you can read chapter 28 later on. Okay. The king of Tyre, and he is also talking about Satan, who energized the king of Tyre. So when that city became very prosperous, it had to do with its connection with the devil. Devil is not only making us worship religious objects. Remember that. came in Tyre was a result of its league or association with Satan. Many times, if we are not careful, even in a secular world, with the work and business that we do, then we can get entangled in the riches because of the league with Satan. Satan is running the businesses of the world as well. He is out to destroy. He may use religion to the religious, like the Jews were religious, so he gave them religion. He gave Tyre, which was a business city, prosperity in business, entice and destroy. We know that he is not talking about that thing because he talks about the Garden of Eden. That being present in the Garden of Eden. We can see it. I'll give you the slides. I'll just go through the three last topics, only the title slides. Okay. God talked about the judgment. He talked about the birth of the nation. We studied in the past. A valley of bones, he says. Dry bones. Bones of people who are dead long before. God asks him whether it can come to life. And Ezekiel says, you only can. Then, at God's command, through Ezekiel, bone comes to bone, flesh gets added, skin comes, and the breath of life comes, and it becomes a big army. That's the vision that he sees. Okay? Then God says, this is like the people of Israel, my people. When everything is lost and gone, what will happen? They will be exalted. 1947 we became free. 1948 Israel became independent. How many years after they ceased to being a nation they came alive? 2500 years, 606 BC, no? When Daniel was taken. Around that time, 585 BC. Almost 6 years before Christ and 1948. So 2500 years to upward, they were not a country and they became a country. So there is a promise of restoration. If you read restoration for destruction, because they will get destroyed during the tribulation, then again a migration to Israel will be there, post tribulation, and then the millennial temple and everything will be there. Then in chapter 38, we are told about an incredible war that will take place. The night of war. Okay? We will not read it because there's no time, but it's important. The revived nation of Israel will face its biggest challenge when this war takes place. The hordes of north and countries, I think that we will see. Who's Persia? Iran. Who's Kush? Ethiopia. Who is Put? Libya. Okay. In the Bible, all prophecies have the tribal name, so you must try to understand that. Okay. Homer is Eastern Europe. That governor is Turkey. Countries are actually already in an alliance. They are working in tandem. Okay. So the alliance which will be there is there. Sheba and Dedan will watch Jordan and Saudi Arabia. That is the place where Sheba and Dedan settled. That will be a great earthquake to destroy. Finally, the millennial temple. The glory returns. It is different in design from the temples of the past. That we need to know. 8 chapters are there. Read it slowly. Okay. Mysterious prince is mentioned. Who is this prince? You can think about. This is in the millennial temple. See, there will be a temple during the tribulation in which the Antichrist will go and desecrate. There is a temple after the tribulation in the millennium. Okay, and 8 chapters are devoted to it in the book of Ezekiel. land allocation is different than the early land allocation because they are in the Old Testament. The 12 tribes born with those missing in many cases is the first to be mentioned. The priests have a role. What they have to do, they have to teach my people the difference between the holy and unholy. The priests have to do that. That is what they will be doing during the millennium. Is that our role also? Bible calls us priests. Okay. First, we should keep a separation between holy and unholy, and we should also encourage others that we know to keep that separation. Okay. We will end with that.